My name is Chuck Hubbell. I'm a past president for the Rotary Club of Connellsville. And over the past 7 years on 2 different campaigns, I have been successful in directing the club to be successful in raising pennies for polio. In 2 different campaigns, I've now raised over the equivalent of over 7 miles of pennies. And if you want to do the math, it's over $500,000 pennies, not dollars, 500,000 pennies that they've raised to fight polio. And I've been asked, why do I do this? Why am I even interested in it? And the story is very personal. I told everybody that I would never, ever tell it and share it. But I've been moved to do that, to share it, to share my story. I grew up in a time when life was simpler. We only had 3 stations on the TV if you were lucky. We had things we could watch and do that were a lot simpler. My next door neighbor, they had a young boy my age named Dougie, and we became friends, and we did everything together. In this day and time, the big names on the lunch boxes were Howdy Doody, or Superman, or the Lone Ranger, or Sky King, long before the days of Batman and so on. But it was kind of an interesting time. Anyway, Dougie and I were best buds. We did everything together. We ate at each other's houses. We wore each other's clothes, shirts, and everything. We did everything. We went to school, we were in the same class. We played together, we ran together, we did whatever we could do, and we did it together. And it was a very interesting time. And between the 2 of us, Dougie and I were builders. I had a yellow metal Tonka dump truck and a front end loader. And I think he had the bulldozer and the steam shovel. I don't know whose was whose because we played with each other's all the time. And we played and we built roads and we built cities and we excavated and we did. And it didn't matter if weather or anything destroyed the roads for the next day because we could come back and do it all over again. And we spent hours just building imaginary roads. And when we weren't building, we were racers. For no reason, either one of us would say, I'll beat you to the corner. And we'd run to the corner, and one of us would win. And in the process, he would win some, and I would win some. And it got to the point where he was not winning as frequently, and I was winning a little bit more. I'm thinking, I've just gotten faster than Dougie. I'm a whole lot faster than him. Ooh. But that wasn't really it. When we weren't racing or building cities and roads and all that stuff, we do other things that boys our age did at the time. We wrestled a lot. We watched some things on TV that gave us some ways to arm wrestle, or thumb wrestle, and we'd lay on the ground facing opposite directions, hips next to each other, and bring our legs up to a 90-degree angle to our bodies. And the count of 3, you do that 3 times. And the count of 3, you'd wrap your leg around the other one and turn them over. And Dougie won some, and I won some. And it was a very fun time. We did everything together. We were inseparable. And one day we were doing something. I don't know what it was. And he said, I'll beat you to the corner. And we both dropped what we were doing and marked it, set, go, and we ran to the corner. And before we got there, he fell. And so I went and got my mother, and she got Dougie's mother. And they came and assessed the situation and didn't know what to do. That was back in the days before you have 911 and couldn't call 911 immediately and have response. They called the doctor. The doctor called, I guess, called an ambulance. And then an ambulance came and a fire truck came. And then they took Dougie away. And then we were told that he had a disease. And everybody at school made their own get well cards with crayons and paints and everything. We made our get well cards for Dougie, and we sent them to him. And a few weeks later, Dougie's mother came to school and said that Dougie had a disease. I was 7 years old. I didn't have a clue what a disease was. I didn't know how it differed from a slice of bread. But he had a disease. And then she brought us pictures of Dougie in an iron lung. Oh, back in those days when science fiction was just getting its start on TV, when you're just getting exposed to monsters of all kinds of different varieties, and just looking at them in different cartoons and seeing a head on the outside of this iron lung was pretty emotional. Some monster had consumed Dougie and was eating him up, and all left was his head. And that's what we thought. It was a terrible time. Dougie never came home. I went to my first funeral when I was 7. And that is a pretty disturbing thing for a 7-year-old to go to a funeral of your best friend. It took me days, no, weeks, no, maybe months, no, years, and even to today, to realize that death is forever. And once you lose your best friend, you're never going to get him back. There were at least three Saturdays that we went to school with our whole family. We'd go to school on Saturday, and we were given a sugar cube with a little drop of medicine on it. And I think we did that 3 times, because you need 3 doses to cure or stop back polio in your life. My mother joined in the March of Dimes program. She had a cardboard canister, about like that, that she would walk the neighborhood and ask people how much could they give, because she didn't go by herself. She dragged me along. I was the prop. I was the, you don't want young kids like this to die, do you? And so I was her prop, and we walked the neighborhood, and she asked people in the neighborhood, how much can you give to stop the death of these young innocent kids? Dougie's death had a profound effect on me. I don't know why I'm still living. I don't know why I didn't get polio. I don't know why I was able to, because I didn't get the vaccine until after we were best friends and he passed. And it's been a very lifelong, troubling experience to try to figure out the why to that question. And so the only thing that I can say is that I know the vaccine works. I know when I took over the Rotary Club in the year 2010 and 11 as president, that there were 150,000 deaths to polio in the world every year. And I know now in 2017, there are only 5 at this point. And that is proof in itself. The vaccine works. The vaccine is worth everything that you can give to it in any way, shape, or form. And I'm honored to be able to talk about that in this situation. Thank you very much.